All right, do you find yourself doing this? I'll just do it tomorrow. No, I'm not going to do that. Listen, stop procrastinating. Matt Brauning is back. He's helping us get out of that rut. If you really want to do something, you're going to find a way to figure it out and do it. Matt Brauning, he joins me now. I say if something's important to you, you'll figure out a way to do it. But is that really not the case?
That's never the case.
No?
In fact, sometimes 95% of people, especially in college, have admitted to procrastinating the most important things in their life.
Sure.
The number one thing that any student has asked me over the last 12 years teaching personal development is, how do I stop procrastinating?
Yeah, I mean, we all did that cram session the night before a test, even hours before that test, but no, there's better ways to get around, you know, the procrastination? There
has to be better ways. There has to be better ways.
Okay.
So what I found is it's real simple. There's 5 hacks to stop procrastinating and take control of your time and of your life.
Okay, help us out, yeah.
So the first one is all about setting better outcomes.
Okay.
Instead of having these big, chunked up ideas, these huge goals that you can't wrap your mind around, start breaking them down into individual bite-sized pieces.
Okay.
Individual pieces that you can schedule and get done one at a time.
Okay.
Say you want to do your taxes.
Okay.
Taxes might be a big chunk, and you'll put it off till what day?
The 15th.
April 15th, midnight, you're in line at the post office,
gosh,
right?
no.
So instead of that, you can break it down into individual things. You might have to meet with your accountant. You might have to go through your expenses. You might have to get your bank statements together. So schedule each one at a time.
Okay.
It takes the pressure off of the big chunk.
The big chunk, okay. What's the next tip?
So the next tip is exactly the opposite. So sometimes we have to get ourselves out of overwhelm. If you find yourself overwhelmed and that's why you're procrastinating, it's probably because you have too many things. So the secret, the hack for that is to take the individual detail actions you have to do and group similar ones together. Okay. So let's say, I have on my list, I have to get my running shoes and I have to research gyms and I know I need to go shopping for organic food, or, you know, all these things, and I have 4 or 5 things, and you're a mom and you're busy and you're working here and all that stuff. Well, you can actually take several of those items on your to-do list and group them together, and then schedule one action. Say from 4 to 5, I'm going to take care of my health in a massive way.
Yeah.
And then you run out and you do your shoes, you get your groceries, you come back, and you're ready to go.
All right, that's a good one. All right, what else? When people say, hey, I'm just in a rut and I procrastinate way too much.
So the third hack is to act.
Okay.
And this is a simple one, but it's very, very important. If you find yourself sitting there scrolling through social media, just scrolling through, and all of a sudden 5 minutes goes by, 20 minutes goes by.
Easily an hour or two can go by. You're like, dang it, it's midnight. Why am I not in bed?
So long before that happens, after the moment you find yourself, wait a minute, I didn't sit down to do this, I'm procrastinating, instantly stand up. I mean, stand up, walk to another area, and act. Take one thing on your to-do list and just get it done. Whatever it is, get it done. And that will start, the law of momentum will kick in, and you'll begin wanting to get more things done.
Okay. All right, last 2 tips on procrastination. What are your hacks?
So the fourth hack is laid back. And laid back is the opposite of perfectionism. Rather than, do you ever find yourself being a perfectionist?
I mean, I think being a perfectionist is boring. That's what I say, because I'm not a perfectionist. But I do like, I'm about half and half. Maybe that's the Libra in me.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. I'll bet it is. So I know a lot of people. I'm a big perfectionist, and what I had to learn is to get a laid-back attitude, because the perfectionism will stop us from doing things, and we'll procrastinate because it's not perfect yet.
Right.
So change your attitudes into a little bit laid back. Go, you know what? Who cares? It's going to be okay. You'll actually get a lot more done when you have a less intense attitude.
Okay. All right, and the last hack?
And the final hack is all about scheduling. So sometimes we have tasks that are not schedulable, they're not actions. So we need to be able to, you ask yourself, is this something I need to brainstorm, figure out, something I know how to do, or is it something I can schedule for a Tuesday at 4:30 and put it on the calendar? If you can't put it on the calendar, it's not doable, therefore you're going to put it off. Okay. All right, listen, if you guys want more tips and info, check out Matt's website. It is fireboxbook.com. That's a good website, Matt. They can reach out and if they have more questions for you there. All right, check out his book. It's available on his website as well. Thanks, Matt.